Hi. Yes, I am in Manavgat. Well, once we heard the news about the fire, myself and my team were dispatched to the area. Well, according to AFAD, a number of people affected by the fires, and they were evacuated immediately. So I believe there's a close number of 1,000 people at least were affected, and some of these people are evacuated to shelters, to other places that provide hot meals. And I know that there's a close number of almost, I think, 600 houses burnt out. Some of them are completely burnt out, some partially, and they are doing their best to get the full list. For my team, there's a vast area of the wildfire. But compared to other disasters, usually it happens at the core center. And we basically get our teams to locate at the best place, and then we provide hot meals and other stuff that they need. But right now, because of the fire, it's like a moving DNA. It doesn't stop. It keeps moving. One day we get one village completely put out the fire, and there's no problem at all. But the next day, because of the wind, the fire comes back, and then it starts affecting. The smoke affects us, the heat affects us, so all the sort of stuff that basically affecting us negatively. I think this is the worst one, at least to my experience, because it's almost 100 places that started the fire, and for us as Turkish Red Crescent, I would say this is one of the few experiences that we had the floods and we had the fire at the same time. A number of earthquakes also happening, but at least they're not major. But this is one of the biggest ones, at least I experienced. Some of the area, of course, populated, but the majority of the fire happened on the mountainside. So the people are at the villages, they live there. The fire are getting closer to the populated area, but they're not big ones. So the number of houses at some of the villages are about 30 or 40. The one that I counted could be about 120 or maybe 30. So they're not so big areas, but because they are dispersed, there's so many villages that are dispersed. That was the major problem, I would say. Well, there is a number of options available here. Basically, government opens all the doors. We are one of let's say the role players for the Turkish emergency management plan. So what we do and what other departments are doing is to provide financial aid or accommodation help. But I would say some of the people affected by the fire, they have their families or they have their relatives or friends, close friends, or maybe they have their second houses nearby cities that are not affected by the fire. And they can basically go back and stay there. But there's a number of shelters available already.
That's good.
And what we do is to make sure that they get hot meals wherever they are. Mm-hmm. And also in terms of the financials, governments are working hard on this one to help those people as soon as possible. And I think that's going to happen today or tomorrow, very, very soon.